Good morning, friends. Wonderful time to talk to you. ऐसा हुआ कि मैं काफ़ी दिनों से ट्रैवलिंग कर रहा था, both by air and by road. In fact, by road I went for a long drive for almost about 650 kilometers. और मैं आपके साथ बात नहीं कर सका on the latest topics. Well, gentlemen, I'm going to talk to you today about Narendra Modi. Now, let's be clear on one aspect that Narendra Modi is the best prime minister who took over the Indian state after 1947. इसमें तो कोई शक नहीं है. But Modi ji ने भी committed some drastic mistakes, and he had a golden opportunity to make his name equal to Vikramaditya, the great Indian emperor, but he frittered it away, threw it away. उनको 10 साल का मौका मिला. In 10 years is a long time. Is a long time. And in those 10 years, he could have done what he had promised and what he wanted to do. पर उन्होंने नहीं किया. And the fruits are there. आप देखिए क्या हुआ रिजल्ट में. 400 सीट लेते लेते वो 240 में से बैठ गए. There are many reasons for it. और ये रीजन हम डिस्कस करेंगे. This doesn't detract from the fact that Narendra Modi is the best prime minister India had after 1947. But facts are facts. उनको हमें छुपा नहीं सकते. The first point which I must make is कि 1925 में जब आरएसएस की इंसेप्शन हुई थी तो उनका एक गोल था टू हैव ए क्लासलेस हिंदू सोसाइटी. यानी कास्ट में आरएसएस डिड नॉट बिलीव. एंड मोदी की जो पार्टी है द बीजेपी इज एन ऑफशूट ऑफ दैट. पहले जनसंघ होती थी एंड आफ्टर जनसंघ डाइड अवे देन द बीजेपी टुक ओवर. And BJP also earlier did not go by caste. आपको याद होगा in 1989 when that famous, I would say the ill-famed VP Singh was the Prime Minister, he introduced caste reservation in jobs and in education institutions all over the country. And against that, Lal Krishna Advani led an agitation, his famous Rath Yatra, in which he was finally arrested, but that was the end of VP Singh. And इसके बाद VP Singh खत्म हो गए और इस दुनिया से भी चले गए. And nobody wishes to remember him because he is the man who lit the matchstick that destroyed the Indian Union. So he, in my opinion, is the villain. So when Modi ji came into power, we thought he would follow these policies for which Lal Krishna Advani had fought, for a classless society. Unfortunately, BJP ने 10 साल में कास्ट सिस्टम को खत्म करने की बजाय दे परपेचुएटेड इट फर्दर. अब ये आप सोच लीजिए क्या उसका नतीजा होगा. A cardinal policy of the RSS and the BJP was thrown into the Arabian Sea, and the BJP under Modi began to say, well, we believe in the caste system. और बात यहाँ तक पहुँच गई that in the 24 election and 19 election, selection of the candidates was based on caste. कि कौन सी कास्ट वाला आदमी जीत सकता है at a particular point. किसी को भूमिहार को रख दिया, किसी यादव को रख दिया, he will win. पर जब ऐसी परमुटेशन एंड कॉम्बिनेशन करते हैं ये दे ऑलवेज फेल, एंड दे फेल्ड इन द केस ऑफ नरेंद्र मोदी एंड द बीजेपी. एंड यूपी जो इनका बेस्टियन था एंड द स्ट्रॉन्गेस्ट स्टेट, एंड महाराष्ट्र, दोनों में इनको शिकस्त खानी पड़ी. एक मुंह की पड़ी इनके फेस के ऊपर. विद द रिजल्ट दे वर इवन शॉर्ट ऑफ ए सिंपल मेजॉरिटी. सो कास्ट सिस्टम को पैंडर करने के लिए मोदी मस्ट पे द प्राइस. मेरे ख्याल में तो कास्ट सिस्टम इज totally deleterious to the Indian state, because in any country where the criteria is not meritocracy but caste, that society cannot move forward. And in India, in some states, you have 60% reservations of jobs and in education institutions. I have known of students who got 99% marks in the open category could not get admission to the medical college, while students with 50% marks were admitted. So what sort of doctors these fellows will produce, who will produce 50% less marks than the man who should have been going to the college. तो मोदी जी की ये बहुत बड़ी गलती रही, और जब तक ये सुधारेंगे नहीं, आई डोंट थिंक मोदी कैन कम बैक टू पावर. He has to forget about the caste system, the permutations, ki this fellow is Kshatriya, ye Shudra hai, all that nonsense, and go ahead with one state, one country concept. Another thing which Modi ji really faulted on was his lack of decisiveness. मैं समझ नहीं पाया इनकी क्या पॉलिसी थी कि इन्होंने पंजाब फार्मर्स को ही गेव देम ए लॉन्ग रोप, और 2 पंजाब एजिटेशंस हुई बाय द फार्मर्स एंड मोदी जी ने घुटने टेक दिए. दिस वाज अगेंस्ट द 3 farm laws which had been brought forward by Modi, and they were very progressive laws. बहुत अच्छे laws थे, and the general group of farmers were very happy with it. But the Punjab farmers, the rich farmers, were not happy, and they started an agitation. अगर आपको पुराने वीडियो में देख लीजिए, ये मस्ती मार रहे थे, अपने ट्रैक्टर्स ले आते थे, ट्रेलर ले आते थे, उसमें शराब पी के मस्ती मार रहे थे एंड एजिटेशन कर रहे थे. एंड मोदी जी ने ढीलगिरी कर दी. ही विड्रू द फार्म लॉज, और विड्रॉ करने की जरूरत ही नहीं थी. ही कुड एट द मोस्ट सेड कि वेल द फार्म लॉज विल रिमेन, और जो स्टेट फॉलो करनी चाहते हैं फॉलो करें, जो नहीं चाहती नहीं करे. पंजाब डी नॉट फॉलोड इट, but he abolished, scrapped the farm laws, thinking that he would win seats in parliament and the assembly in Punjab. और आप जानते क्यों हुआ? In the parliamentary election, BJP got 0 seats, and even in the state elections which are going to take place now, they are going to get 0 seats. So what was the aim of Mr. Modi doing all these things? आगे देखिए, एक एजिटेशन चली थी विच इज नोन फेमस एज द शहीन बाग एजिटेशन. ये मुसलमानों ने शुरू की थी अगेंस्ट दी CAA, यानी दी न्यू लॉज विच विल बी पास फॉर सिटीजनशिप अमेंडमेंट एक्ट. बहुत अच्छे लॉ थे, पर वहाँ भी ये एजिटेशन महीनों पर चलती रही, एंड मोदी जी कुड टेक नो एक्शन अगेंस्ट देम. यहाँ तक कि जब डोनाल्ड ट्रंप इंडिया में आए थे, ये एजिटेशन फुल फोर्स में थी, और इंडिया की बहुत बड़ी बेइज्जती हुई, मोर सो मिस्टर मोदी की. एंड मोदी वाई ही वाज सिटिंग ऑन हिज हॉन्चेस, मुझे तो भी समझ नहीं आई ये बात कि क्या प्रॉब्लम थी कि आप पुलिस को भेज के ये एजिटेशन को ब्रेक करना था. और इन्होंने सोचा कि मैं जरा ऐसा रहूँगा तो मुसलमान मुझे वोट देंगे, या दे विल से अच्छा भाई ये तो बहुत अच्छा आदमी है, ये बोलता ज़रूर है पर इसने CAA लागू नहीं किया, और वो लागू नहीं हुआ फॉर द नेक्स्ट 5 years. पर क्या रिजल्ट आया? En masse, the Muslims, which constitute 15 to 17% of the Indian population, voted against the BJP. और ये जो थे इनका स्लोगन था, सबका विकास सबका साथ, you see all that was turned out to be a lot of BS. Muslims didn't believe in it. उन्होंने बेनिफिट्स ले लिए, जेब में डाल लिए, और जब वोट का टाइम आया they voted for the candidate who could oppose and defeat the BJP. Now ये बात आप याद रखिए, this is really what happened यूपी में, बंगाल में, everywhere, महाराष्ट्र में, and इनकी सीटें सब जगह कम हो गई. If you remember, in the 2014 election, they had won 73 seats in parliament from UP. They had even 65 or 63 in the 19 election. Now they reduced to 36. So इनको सोचना चाहिए कि what they are doing, अभी क्या आपकी aim है? What is your aim in life? Just to keep on pandering to the agitations, thinking that they will fail, that BJP is a very good party, तो हम उनके वोट देंगे, ऐसा नहीं चलता. And Modi should have realized he's a shrewd man. He didn't realize these things. And that was another of his big failures in life. Thirdly, आप देखिए, there is a lot of problem going on in Bengal. And the cadre of Mamata Banerjee आर ऑन अ रैम्पेज। वो मर्डर करते हैं, रेप करते हैं, बस्ती मारते हैं, एंड उनके ऊपर कोई चेक नहीं। सिचुएशन इतनी खराब आ गई आफ्टर द 2019 इलेक्शन की जो बीजेपी सपोर्टर्स थे उनको एक सबक सिखाया गया बाय दी हुडलूम्स, द गुंडाज ऑफ द तृणमूल कांग्रेस विच इज लेड बाय ममता बनर्जी। और जब वो किसी बीजेपी लीडर को टेलीफोन करना चाहते थे, बीजेपी लीडर सब टेलीफोन स्विच करके बैठ गए। वो इतने डर गए थे कि हमें नवा के मार दे। Nobody went forward in support of the people who had dared to vote for the BJP. And BJP won 18 elections और इस बार उनकी सीट्स 10 आ गई। इट्स अ बिग ब्लो। और बीजेपी को सोचना चाहिए कि ये कैसे हुआ। एंड वाई कुड द बीजेपी हैव एनफोर्स्ड प्रेसिडेंट्स रूल मंथ्स बैक? किस बात का डर था? डर इनको यही है कि हमें बैड लाइट में नहीं नजर आए। अरे भाई, बैड लाइट में तो आप नजर आ ही रहे हो। वन सेक्शन ऑफ द इंडियन पॉपुलेशन डज नॉट वांट द बीजेपी एट ऑल। वो कहते हैं ये तो बिल्कुल ही पार्टी जो एंटी इंडिया पार्टी है। एंड राहुल गांधी जैसे आदमी है वहाँ, वो बीजेपी के बहुत बड़े ओपोनेंट है। द कांग्रेस इज अ बिग ओपोनेंट ऑफ द बीजेपी। और इन्होंने सोचा था कि कांग्रेस खत्म हो गई है, बिकॉज 2014 में इनको 40-42 सीट आई थी, and 2019 they won about 51 or 52 seats, and this time they have won over 100 seats. So कांग्रेस खत्म नहीं हुई, कांग्रेस पावर में वापस आई, and they are going to come into more seats in the next election. और मुझे लगता है कि अब जो स्टेट इलेक्शन आ रही हैं महाराष्ट्र में और हरियाणा में, बीजेपी साफ हो जाएगी। इट विल बी वेरी डिफिकल्ट फॉर देम टू फाइट बिकॉज दे वर प्लेइंग पॉलिटिक्स कि हमारे ज्वाइन कर लो, हमें ज्वाइन कर लो एंड वील विन। और जो अच्छे आदमी थे इनको डिसरिगार्ड कर दिया। जैसे वरुण गांधी है, ही वुड हैव डेफिनेटली वन द पीलीभीत सीट, पर पर्सनल डिसलाइक्स के साथ उसको बाहर निकाल दिया। सो मेनी पीपल वर रिमूव्ड। किरण खेर वॉज रिमूव्ड फॉर नो राइम और रीजन। लेखी टंडन जो थी फ्रॉम दिल्ली, शी वॉज रिमूव्ड दो शी वॉज डूइंग अ गुड जॉब। तो बीजेपी जो थी ये was talking of anti-incumbency. What is anti-incumbency? All nonsense. And net result ये हुआ कि वो anti-incumbency या pro-incumbency इलेक्शन में इनकी सीटें ही नहीं आई। Even now I can tell you, अब दिल्ली में इलेक्शन होगा, अब कितने भी चार्ज लगा दीजिए अगेंस्ट केजरीवाल, they may be true, I am sure about it, but BJP is not going to get any majority in the Delhi state, and they are going to be wiped out in Punjab, where the election will take place now. अफसोस की बात है, एक बहुत अच्छा लीडर था बीजेपी के पास, अन्नामलाई, वो लीडिंग द कैंपेन इन तमिलनाडु, पर तमिलनाडु में उनकी एक भी सीट नहीं आई। एंड डिस्पाइट ए गुड फाइट पुट अप बाय अन्नामलाई, तो उसका एक डीप रीटेड कॉज है, वी मस्ट अंडरस्टैंड व्हाट इट इज। द सदर्न स्टेट्स हैव एसोसिएटेड द बीजेपी एज ए प्रो हिंदी पार्टी, नंबर वन। They are also associating with it as a party of the higher class, though they are not, and they are trying to rectify all that. They are also associated with North Indian hegemony over the country. And Tamil Nadu don't want it, neither Kerala. Kerala में एक सीट आई इनकी, I mean that's a shame. And BJP and Tamil Nadu में 0. So you can well imagine कि totally faulty reasoning की है. Another thing is a language issue. बीजेपी इज एसोसिएटेड एज ए हिंदी पार्टी। इनके जितने भी लीडर हैं दे आर नॉट फ्लुएंट इन इंग्लिश, ये बोल नहीं पाते इंग्लिश प्रॉपरली। आप होम मिनिस्टर को देख लीजिए, ही इज नॉट फ्लुएंट इन इंग्लिश एट ऑल, ही डजंट नो इंग्लिश। आई डोंट नो वेदर ही कैन स्पीक और नो। सेम थिंग विद राजनाथ सिंह, मैं तो नहीं देखता वो कोई अंग्रेजी में कुछ भाषण दे पाते हैं कि नहीं, एक आध सेंटेंस बोल देंगे इधर, दैट्स अबाउट ऑल, एंड दैट इज नॉट व्हाट इज रिक्वायर्ड इन इंडिया। इंडिया में इंग्लिश इज द सेकेंड ऑफिशियल लैंग्वेज, इज रिकॉग्नाइज्ड इन द कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन। नेहरू हैज गिवन अ promise to the southern states that English will remain in India as long as they want it. तो इनको ये सोचना चाहिए, instead of thinking on that line, they are doing some other things here and there. Hindi दिवस फलाना, this and that, nobody wants it, and stress on language should not be there, because आप याद रखिए पाकिस्तान broke up on the issue of language. याद है ना? Bengalis didn't want to study Urdu and they left Pakistan. तो मेरे डर है कि ऐसी बात हिंदुस्तान में ना कभी हो जाए. And if that happens, maybe after 10 or 20 years, the responsibility will be of the BJP and then the Modi. You have to be representative of all people. English is as much an Indian language as Hindi. आप देखिए, नागालैंड स्टेट हैज ऑलरेडी डिक्लेयर्ड इंग्लिश एज ए स्टेट लैंग्वेज. अगर एक स्टेट इंडिया में इंग्लिश को स्टेट लैंग्वेज मान रही है तो इट इज ए इंडियन लैंग्वेज. हाउ कैन यू से ये फॉरेन लैंग्वेज है? एंड देन दे आर obscurantist associations, like the Bajrang Dal and all, creating nonsense, attacking the people, on grounds of Valentine's Day and all that nonsense. That is associated with the BJP. That means they are talking all the time of Ram Rajya. But what is Ram Rajya? Ram Rajya में भी भूख होनी चाहिए and caste system होना चाहिए and make all sorts of nonsensical things. Another thing which BJP failed very badly was, you see, India में नौकरी नहीं मिलती. India is not a job-oriented society, and yet Narendra Modi brought in the Agnipath scheme. I mean, मैं तो समझ नहीं पाया as a soldier how he could have brought in such a scheme, where the soldiers will serve for 4 years and then go home and sit there with a few lakhs of rupees. और वो क्या करेंगे सारी जिंदगी? It's very sad. कुछ इन्होंने चेंज किए हैं, some changes they have brought in now, but they are not enough. This scheme needs to be abolished. Thirdly, इन्होंने प्रॉमिस किया कि हम लॉट ऑफ द कॉमन मैन इंप्रूव करेंगे. Now India GDP may be growing at 8% or whatever it may be, but it has not percolated to the common man. कुछ नहीं इसको मिल रहा. आपने राम टेम्पल बना दिया एंड वहीं इनका जो मेंबर ऑफ पार्लियामेंट ये हार गए, सीट हार गए. Ram temple is all right, but more than Ram temple, people want a good life. They want to have motorcycles, they want to have refrigerators in their home, they want good food. और इसके ऊपर स्ट्रेस देने की बजाय he spent thousands of crores on Ram temple. He spent another thousands of crores on making a statue of Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel in Gujarat. उसका क्या मकसद था? That statue is not required. I think we were better off without the statue. और जितनी ये प्रेज करते हैं बोस अपना सरदार पटेल की, let me remind people that Sardar Patel was the man who banned the RSS after Gandhi was assassinated, and it remained banned for 2 years. Sardar Patel was not a chamcha of the RSS or something like that. He was a staunch Gandhian and he believed in the Gandhi philosophy. तो उसी को रिसर्च कर रहे हैं as though he was a BJP leader or something, एक स्टैचू बना के इधर उधर. I agree with the BJP that Nehru committed a lot of mistakes and blunders, and that should be brought out. Very much, very true. But trying to resurrect a man like Sardar Patel has got no relevance. And then all the time talking of the emergency, मैं समझ नहीं पाया what is the problem that everybody of the BJP keeps talking कि emergency थी जी, इंदिरा गांधी ने emergency लाई थी. I was there during the time of the emergency and I found that the emergency was basically a good thing. It brought discipline in society. All these nonsensical things like agitations, strikes वगैरह बंद हो गई थी. Trains were running on time. Shops were opening even on Sundays. So you just keep on talking कि ये हो गया, वो हो गया, the emergency में. And now emergency is stale hat. Why you keep talking about emergency? It's over and gone. So there are so many points, gentlemen, which I have just raised, which Modi had the chance to do, which he did not do. And सबसे बड़ा chance ये था, he had a 2/3 majority in the Lok Sabha. He never brought in what was required, and that is the common civil code. He never did that. अब ये भी जरा समझा सकते हैं why he didn't do that? The common civil code is mentioned in the Indian Constitution that the state will endeavor to enact a common civil code for everybody, for all citizens of India. What happened to that? He was talking a lot about it and now he doesn't have a majority. How will he go to bring it? I will say that in the field of foreign affairs, he did a lot of good things, increased the prestige of India. All that is okay, but I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about his failings, and what the people wanted. I have been going around the country, and that's why I was driving long distances in India to find out how the people are feeling. और मैंने बहुतों से पूछा, भाई आपको कैसा लग रहा है बीजेपी का? एक टी स्टॉल ओनर, आई विल नॉट नेम द प्लेस, I went and have chatting with him. He said, साहब क्या मेरा हुआ है, कुछ भी नहीं मुझे मिला. मैं चाय पहले भी बना के पिलाता था 5 रुपए की, अब मैं भी वही कर रहा हूँ. मेरी कोई इनकम नहीं बढ़ी, कुछ नहीं है. ऑन द कंट्रारी इलेक्ट्रिक पावर बिल बढ़ गए हैं. आई हैव टू पे मोर इलेक्ट्रिसिटी. मेरा तो कोई इम्प्रूवमेंट हुआ नहीं है. हाँ, ये ज़रूर वो शोर मचाते रहते हैं कि हमने राम टेम्पल बना दिए, ये कर दिए. उससे कोई रेलेवेंस नहीं है मेरे साथ. मैं यहीं बैठा हूँ टी स्टॉल पे. Now this is an example all over the country, and I don't know whether the BJP and their leaders are going to watch this video of mine and realize that what is required. And one of the biggest stumbling blocks, I will tell you, जो even the press is saying कि हिंदुस्तान का बहुत बड़ा चाणक्य है. Who? Amit Shah. I think this man is neither having the characteristics of a leader, neither has he the characteristics to dominate a society, neither does he inspire confidence. He doesn't know a sentence of English. He can't address himself to an elite audience. So this man is the biggest stumbling block as far as the BJP is concerned. And इसने अपनी पर्सनल स्कोर सेटल करनी चाहिए विद योगी आदित्यनाथ. एंड यूपी का हारने का एक रीजन अमित शाह है. He changed wholesale the seats, the nominations, for the state parliamentary elections with the idea to cut Yogi down to size. Now we all know that Yogi lost in UP mainly because of internal dissension in the BJP. And just talking here and there has got no meaning. And one could see towards the end of the campaign, probably Narendra Modi had realized that he is losing. And his speeches had become more strident, more vitriolic. I mean, it was not fit for a prime minister to talk like that. Now we have hope. I hope that Modi has learnt his lessons. Because what he was supposed to do, he never did. He wasted his time on trivial matters, and I thought he's wasting his time on Kejriwal. Kejriwal is a very small machi. He's like a chua. I mean, the law will take its own course, and he's already behind bars. But we should waste energy on him. And he did a great mistake in incorporating Ajit Pawar along with him. Iski na to following and na backing hai. How he became a member of the alliance with the BJP. And Sheikh Nath Shinde, the Maharashtra Chief Minister, said that we lost because of Ajit Pawar. एंड अभी कोई चॉइस नहीं है. मुझे लगता है अजीत पवार वापस शरद पवार के पास चले जाएगा. एंड ही विल गो एंड लिक हिज बूट्स एंड से आई एम सॉरी एंड दैट द एंड ऑफ द स्टोरी. बट महाराष्ट्र में इलेक्शंस जो हैं इस बार द बीजेपी इज गोइंग टू फेस ए रिसर्जेंट कांग्रेस. कांग्रेस इज वन ऑफ फ्यू सीट्स इन पार्लियामेंट एंड दे आर ऑन देयर फ्रंट फुट. और ये बहुत बड़ी एक सरप्राइज है टू मी, बिकॉज मैंने सोचा कांग्रेस पार्टी खत्म हो गई. आई एम टेल यू एज अ पॉलिटिकल ऑब्जर्वर, मैंने सोचा कांग्रेस खत्म हो गई, बट इट हैज नॉट हैपेंड. कांग्रेस इज विनिंग एंड इट विल विन अ लॉट मोर सीट्स, बिकॉज अब नेक्स्ट इलेक्शन में बीजेपी वुड हैव 15 years इन पावर. एंड इफ दे कंटिन्यू लाइक दिस, कास्ट सिस्टम में सपोर्ट करते रहेंगे, कीप ऑन नीडलिंग पीपल हियर एंड देयर, and net result is I don't expect them to win even 100 seats next time in the 2029 elections. Saving grace एक ही है. After all, you have to take remedial measures. जब remedial measures means surgery has to be done. And अगर बीजेपी ने 29 पे जीतना है, they have to bring in a fresh leader. And a stale man like Amit Shah has to be sidelined. He is not fit to lead the country. I think the BJP could think about Yogi Adityanath or Himanta Biswas, the Assam Chief Minister. Both these people are dynamic men and they can lead the country forward. And they will bring in flesh blood. Of course, Yogi is not in the good books of Modi and Shah because he's as popular as them. In fact, as in date, Yogi is more popular than Modi. Modi has already got his chances. He got 10 years. 10 years to put the dream of the Indian people and make them realize what it is. He didn't do it. He failed. And सबसे बड़ी मिस्टेक उसकी मैं लास्ट में बोलूँगा, he should have copied Sanjay Gandhi. क्यों नहीं? Because Sanjay Gandhi had realized the problem of India, and that is population. There was no scheme in the last 10 years कि population को control करना है. It is irrespective whether you're Muslim or a Hindu or whatever it is. But population is the bugbear of India, and India is adding 1 Australia every year to our population. More people to feed, more hungry people, and whatever you produce, the per capita income keeps going down. China's income is 5 times that of India per capita with an equivalent population. Why can't we match China? And situation is a lack of realism bhi hai. Modi ji cannot strike. I give you an example. इन्होंने बहुत सारी propaganda किया. We have done Balakot strike. We have done surgical strike. ये किया वो किया. Good enough. पर उसका रिजल्ट हुआ 0. And एक अंग्रेजी में कहावत है, one swallow doesn't make a summer. So एक आपने बालाकोट कर दिया, you think terrorism खत्म हो जाएगी. You need to do 20 बालाकोट्स. और वो guts नहीं थे. Modi did not have the guts to do all these things. और मोदी का basic problem is this thing that he is prepared to just slap but not strike. And that is important. Ruthlessness is the part of a leader. A leader doesn't keep talking on the past. Emergency में ये हुआ था, वो हुआ था. I mean, this is all BS. He has to look forward, that this is the way I'm going forward. I don't want the caste system. I want meritocracy. I want people to learn more languages. I want India to go forward. I want to control the population. I mean, this is where, and I want to sing uniform law for everybody in India. This is what was required, and he didn't do that. And for that, he has paid a terrible price. And this, I would say, would be called the lost decade. If I say that Sardar Manmohan Singh, as Prime Minister, led the black decade, India को नीचे गिरा दिया. He was the chamcha of one lady. And it's a very sad thing that he carried on as Prime Minister for 10 years. He put India 100 years behind. And now we have got Narendra Modi, who had a chance, and he just was doing, in army we do Kadam Tal, that we keep marching on the same place. And that is what he was doing. There were no revolutionary policies brought in. He brought in policies which really harmed the nation, like devaluation and all that. How does it really help the country economy? एक गरीब आदमी है, उसको क्या इफेक्ट है भाई, उसके ऊपर डिवेल्यू किया नहीं किया, and all this talk which was in क्या 15 lakhs of rupees will come in each account. I can understand that the political statement is not a fact, but one has to be realistic. Narendra Modi has a long way to go. He's got one more life to go, and if he funks up that, he's going to be in serious trouble, and the BJP will. Of course, there is always a saving grace, and perhaps he may step down and bring Yogi Adityanath. Perhaps then it will be a different kettle of fish. Gentlemen, I hope you like my video. Please share it with your friends, and I look forward to talk to you more regularly than I have done last few days. And goodbye, and God bless. Thank you, sir.